GamingBolt presents 15 tips and tricks Nintendo didn't tell you about the Switch. With Nintendo's first console since 2012 finally in our hands, it's an exciting time for Nintendo users. Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the best releases of 2017 so far, and there are surely more great games to come for this new console. With any new system, the question of how best to use it has to be worked out through trial and error. To help you streamline that process, we've compiled a list of 15 tricks and tips to make your Switch experience the best it can be. You'll need more memory. The Switch comes with a standard 32 gigabytes of memory. If you do plan on playing a variety of games, you'll need to buy a micro SD card to boost your console's memory. The bigger ones can be fairly expensive, but it'll be worthwhile when you can store all of the games and screenshots your heart desires. You can dim the screen to boost battery life. Games are highly energy-intensive programs, and they'll kill the batteries on most machines in no time. If you're using the Switch on the go, keep in mind that you can dim the screen to boost its battery life. It may lead to less stunning visuals, but it'll keep your machine running and your game alive longer while you're on the road. You can set the background theme to black. Radiant white may be the sterile expression of all things futuristic, but it can be a bit bland. The Switch defaults to a white background, but the dark and brooding among you can change the theme to black if you so desire. There don't seem to be any plans for any more themes just yet, but it's likely that other colors will follow throughout the Switch's lifespan. You can use external batteries through the USB port. Pokemon Go taught everyone the value of external batteries in mobile gaming last summer, and fortunately, the Switch is also on board. You can plug in an external battery to the Switch's USB port and it will charge the machine, meaning that your game on the move is only limited by the number of external batteries that you can carry. Plugging the Switch into a MacBook Pro will charge the computer. Though much of this guide covers how to push the battery power of your Switch as far as possible, it's also possible to go in the other direction. If you plug your Switch into a MacBook Pro, it will charge the computer, allowing you to siphon the Switch's battery power if you're in a pinch. It's a strange feature, but it's the kind of thing you'll be thankful of if you ever need it. The Switch takes about 3 hours to charge when powered down. If you drain your Switch, it'll take about 3 hours to bring it back to full, so you have plenty of time to go get dinner, see a movie, or power through some homework before returning to it. It's also good to know how long you need if you're preparing to leave for a trip. Plug your Switch in 3 hours prior to departure to ensure that you have as much time as possible to see you through that plane flight. Hold power for 12 seconds to reboot the system. In any technical breakdown, the first step towards a fix is rebooting the system. Doing so will reset the console and pave over many of the problems you might be having. To do so, just hold down the Switch's power button for 12 seconds and the system will reboot, hopefully alleviating your technical woes. Micro SD cards don't work on multiple systems. If and when you do get a micro SD card to boost your Switch's memory, keep in mind that a micro SD card can only function on a single system at a time. If you have data stored on the card from a camera or a phone, you'll need to wipe that data off the card before you can save or store anything on it from the Switch to that card. Likewise, if you already have a card in your Switch, you won't be able to just pull it out and use it on another device without scrubbing it first. The Joy-Cons will not work if detached in airplane mode. Just a simple thing to keep in mind. If you have to put your Switch into airplane mode for, say, a plane ride, the Joy-Cons will have to remain attached. While in airplane mode, the Switch can't receive any wireless signals, so the Joy-Cons have to be physically attached to the system. Putting the Switch to sleep does not close software. Pressing the power button on the Switch puts it to sleep rather than turning it off completely. This means that any software you have running will remain open, allowing you to jump straight back into the action when you return. It also means that while in sleep mode, it does save energy, your Switch will still gradually drain if it's left in sleep mode. Hold ZR and ZL while on the home screen to view battery percentage. It's a good idea to keep an eye on your battery percentage during long sessions without renewable power. You don't want to make a ton of progress in a game only to lose it when your console powers down unexpectedly. To keep an eye on things, hold ZR and ZL while in the home screen to get a brief look at the remaining battery power on your Switch. The Switch's internal memory loads games faster. While you'll undoubtedly need an SD card to store games on, you'll want to think carefully about which games you save on the Switch's internal memory and which ones you save to micro SD cards. Games saved to the internal drive have verifiably faster load times, and over the course of a long game, those extra seconds can really add up. Adhesives easily damage the coating on the Switch. Be careful applying stickers or custom skins to your Switch. While they might lend an air of personality to your little machine, they're likely to damage it as well. The coating on the Switch is vulnerable to adhesive damage, and if you decide to take that sticker or skin off, it's likely that some of the coating will come with it. We recommend a non-adhesive case for those looking to customize their Switch. A case is a must-have. The coating may be susceptible to adhesives, but the Switch itself is also a very fragile thing. Users have reported scratches on their screen with barely any use. If you plan to take your machine on the road, then having a case is an absolute must. You don't want your console to break on your very first venture with it. The power button. Pressing the power button on the Switch puts it to sleep. While this keeps your games running and ready to go, sometimes you just want to turn the machine off and preserve all of its energy for your next session. To do so, press and hold for 5 seconds. This will bring up a menu, and then you can select to turn the machine off. Doing so will preserve its charge well beyond what putting it to sleep would do, though you should save your games before turning the console off. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.